So here is my version, ladies and gentlemen, of the McLaren Triple Crown livery, with the white and the orange. Yeah, what I originally wanted to do with this was to model it off the Indycar version, as well, which had a white front wing. Was actually more like sort of the late 80s inspired McLaren. This one isn't too bad actually. I actually quite like it still. Obviously there's limitations with this. The McLaren paint file is just 4 squares this year, so there's really limited what I can do with it. But obviously I've been able to turn the numbers orange as well, both of them orange like it is on that IndyCar one, as opposed to that, which I think works a lot better with the car than what they actually did with, especially also with the black front wing. Didn't actually sit right with me. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's not the only change for this episode, because I have also created a chromed Mercedes livery. Yes, just based off last week's video, obviously where we turned the Mercedes silver. Also played about with it, literally got lucky, managed to turn this chrome with the paint S file. So yeah, that is chrome in this week's episode. Let me know if you prefer silver or chrome Mercedes in the comments below. So yes, of course we need to find a place to race this Triple Crown livery, and what better than Monaco as well. And also, it's just like change to usual, Monaco and a twilight race. Yes, it's going to be getting dark. The sun is just about to set here in Monaco, but it is setting over the mountains, as of course the lights come on as well. They're on all the time really, but I mean, you know, nice to have Monaco night race. It's still in the game, by the way, you know, if we forgot about it. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago that they did this to Grand Prix mode? Probably the most underused thing about Monaco, to be honest. But anyway, we're starting as a Norris down in P20, so we've got a lot of work to do, more points this afternoon. Start on the mediums, and away we go. 27 laps at Monaco and a 35% race as well. One of the AlphaTauris has jumped the other. We're going to try and get inside one of them. We're just going to cut the corner. Nothing to see there. We're just going to get both of them. I mean, that AlphaTauri is a bin bag in the corners anyway. So I mean, we're just going to have a huge dive bomb here as well. Can we get Piastri finish the move off? No, Piastri down the inside, and I didn't want to go side by side into the hairpin. Just decided to let Oscar through. But we got both Alphas with that dive there as well, and then sort of awkwardly broke early to try and let Oscar take the corner, unlike the 2 Alphas who decided to go side by side. Up at the front, Fernando Alonso. This was the race they targeted in real life and failed to win, but Alonso is ahead in this episode, in this race, as we are now getting Piastri at the corner on lap 2. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that corner in this episode. First though, we're going to try and get past Logan Sargent. We're now in the bottom part of the circuit. Now can we have a look, see if we can get past and approach the swimming pool? No, we're going to have to wait. And yes, you can guess what's going to happen here. It's a dive down the inside and up to P14. So I can't be held up behind Sargent. And lap 4, what we're going to do on Magnussen? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Dive down the inside, move up to P13. You know, now we would have had a look at Hulkenberg, but Hulkenberg's Ferrari has decided it wants to be a bonfire as well. So I mean, that's going to be a free position that isn't a dive bomb at that corner. But right, so we ride on board with Logan Sargent in the Williams, who had a terrible season. He's been held up by Hulkenberg, and that's going to allow Piastri to catch up to him as well. So we look up at the front then. There is Sainz chasing Alonso. There's the chrome livery. It looks a lot better in this twilight. You'll see later on it doesn't quite look quite right under the lights when it's pitch black. And I don't know if that's just some of the shading gone wrong or something with the colour, because or something, I don't know. But yes, lap 8 we had a little bit of a almost put the back end in the rear wall at Sandoval as well. We're just missing that corner there, and now we're having a look Gasly, who's been stuck behind Alex Albon for so many laps. We're just going to put him out of his misery. And we're going to get Albon here, not at that corner, but with a old-fashioned dive up the inside at Raskas. Yes, you don't see many of those anymore, as almost went into the wall. Sandoval, as well. There was a replay there. It was a little bit close, but eventually we do manage to hold on. We also are holding up Alonso a little bit, so whether or not he's able to come out against Perez, we'll have to wait and see. We're coming in for one and here. Ocon's done the same strategies, but there's a few hard tyres out there on Stroll. Sainz, not surprising, it's Ferrari, what you expect. Piastri's there, and he's hauled up Hamilton, so that could be crucial later on. And we're going to have better tyres now, but unfortunately we are going to be behind Nick De Vries as well as we go up the hill, and we're just going to embarrass De Vries by going right round the outside of him at Casino, which gives us the inside for the next corner. Lovely little move this. This can only be when you've got such a tyre and car advantage as we have over the dustbin that is the AlphaTauri on F123. After watching also on that lap, Charles Leclerc, his Monaco curse continues, and it gets better because typical Ferrari decided they don't want to service his car. They're just walking away. They've fed up. They don't want to service that car, and Leclerc is stuck in the pits, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Well, saying that, I think that might be him there. We're going to have a look down the inside. Ocon not wanting to give him the space, but we make the space work. We're up to P8 now, so we're starting to get some better points here. Hamilton and Sainz are in touching distance, but Leclerc has to get out of the way. He has come out. I suspect he hasn't had his front wing service, so I think he's just timed out and come out of the pits, and he'll be going in at the end of this lap. As well as we jump to lap 25, we're now caught up to Lewis Hamilton. It's getting really dark now. As well, we dark down the inside, move up to P7. I've set the fastest lap on the softs, but then everyone else is on harder compound tyres as well. But this is what I mean. It was a bit darker, not so much chrome under that light. In this light, so might need a little bit of work on that if I was going to make that chrome livery work. As on to the round the final corner, ladies and gentlemen, Alonso has held on and comes across the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix from Sergio Perez. Sadly, we couldn't catch Carlos Sainz, and actually, in fact, our tyres start to go off in the end, so it will nevertheless be fantastic. P7 from last on the grid, proving you can overtake at Monaco at one corner. You know, that one corner, at the end of the first sector is pretty much where the only place you can overtake around here these days. Obviously, there's the old Raskas Derby put in, although it's rare to see on this year's game as well. And you pretty much, apart from Leclerc, the top six would have been the top seven would have finished as they were in the end. There wasn't too many variations. Magnussen made up a few positions as well. Leclerc did 7 pit stops and DNF'd. Don't know what quite happened to him. Zhou made a second stop as well. Not entirely sure what happened to him, but I think he probably made contact with his teammate. The Alphas not giving each other that much room. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel to see plenty more F1 fantasy livery videos on F123. Next week will be the Golf Williams version, which I'm not entirely sure how that's going to pan out as well. It might just be a more basic version, but I think a lot of you actually preferred the basic version as opposed to the version that got selected by Williams as well. So yeah, well, until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.